So, good morning, students. Welcome back. Today we'll start the new unit, that is optics. Okay, some natural phenomena for class 10th. Okay, now, students, our first topic is reflection of light. Okay, before coming on reflection of light, we'll discuss what is light. Okay, actually, light is a types of energy. Okay, light is a form of energy which enables us to see the object. In this universe, every object emits a light wave and we can see the light. Okay, we can see the object with the help of light. Okay, so light is a form of energy that enables us, with the help of that we can see the object in this universe. Okay, now students, will come on our topic. The very first topic in this chapter is reflection of light. Okay, so see, this is air, a medium. Air is said to be rare medium because particle at a far distance. Okay, this is suppose glass medium. Okay, in which particle are closely packed, that is said to be denser medium. Okay, now students, a rays incident on glass medium, this is said to be incident ray. Okay, it is bouncing back. The phenomenon of bouncing back of the light, either the phenomenon of change in the path of the light without change in medium. Light will travel from rare to rare, it will not enter into denser medium. So the phenomenon of bouncing back of light, the phenomenon of change in the path of the light without any change in medium. Light will travel from rare to rare, it will not enter into denser medium. Such phenomenon is said to be reflection of light. This is said to be incident ray, this is normal, and this is said to be reflected ray. The most important thing, angle between incident ray and normal is said to be angle of incidence. This is said to be angle of incidence. Okay, an angle between normal and reflected ray is called angle of reflection. So R is said to be angle of reflection. Okay, so look students, what is reflection of light? It is defined as a phenomenon of change in the path of the light, bouncing back of light without change in medium. Such phenomenon is said to be reflection of light. Now students, we'll discuss its law. Generally there are two laws of reflection. So now students, come on that topic. Now we will discuss about laws of reflection. So first of all, discuss the first law. Okay, what is first law of reflection? Okay students, I'm going to explain the language. Okay, what is first law of reflection? Listen, it is state that the first law state that incident ray, normal and reflected ray should lies in same plane, should be in a same plane. It means if incident ray in XY plane, normal and reflected should also be in XY plane. That is first law of reflection. What is the statement? The first law of reflection state that incident ray, normal and reflected ray should be in a same plane. Okay. Now students, we'll discuss second law. Okay. What will be the statement of second law? Look at students, the statement of second law is what? The angle of incidence always equals to angle of reflection. Angle I will equals to angle R. Listen one more time. Angle of incident should equals to angle of reflection. We know very well. Angle between incident ray and normal is called angle of incidence. I, angle I. Angle between normal and reflected ray is said to be angle of reflection. So it state that angle of incident should equals to always equals to angle of reflection. This is second law of reflection, where I is angle of incidence and R is angle of reflection. Okay. Now students, we'll discuss about spherical mirror, another important portion. Okay, so let's start. Spherical mirror. So the question arises, what is spherical mirror? Look at students, I just made a hollow sphere. I just made a hollow sphere. It is made by glass. It is a glass. Okay, it is made by glass, that is a hollow sphere. Okay, so what is spherical mirror? So look students, this M1 and M2, this portion is said to be spherical mirror. So what is spherical mirror? Spherical mirror is a part of a hollow sphere. Spherical mirror is a part of a hollow sphere that is made by glass, okay, having two surfaces, okay, whose one side is reflecting. Suppose a rays incident, a light rays incident, it get reflect. Whose one side is reflecting and other side is opaque. It means that is painted, it is coated by silver bromide. Okay. So look students, what is spherical mirror? This portion only, this portion M1, M2, this curved surface, it is a part of a hollow sphere whose one side is reflecting and other side is opaque, is said to be spherical mirror. Okay students. Now this spherical mirror is of two types. It is of two types. Look students, concave and convex. When this inner surface, okay, look students, when this inner surface is reflecting and outer surface is opaque, painted, coated, that is called concave spherical mirror. On other hand, if outer surface, look at students, when outer surface is reflecting and inner surface is coated by silver bromide solution, it is opaque, that is called convex type of spherical mirror. Later on we'll discuss the differences between concave and convex mirror. Okay, but here I'm just giving you the small description. When the inner surface is reflecting and outer is opaque, that is called concave mirror. On other hand, when outer surface is reflecting and inner is opaque, that is said to be convex. Okay. Now students, we'll discuss some definition. You can see in this diagram, in hollow sphere, there are lots of components like center of curvature C, radius of curvature R, pole P, that and aperture, this distance. So one by one I'm going to explain all these terms related to spherical mirror. Okay students, the main terminology, okay, the basic points related to spherical mirror. The very first definition is center of curvature. So what should be center of curvature? Look at students, this center C is said to be center of curvature. How can we define this center of curvature? The center of a hollow sphere, okay, the center of a hollow sphere of which the mirror is a part, okay, the center of a hollow sphere of which the mirror is a part, that center is said to be center of curvature. Understood? This is our first definition. Now what will be the second definition students? The second definition is pole, that point. Center of curvature represented by C, pole represented by P. Look students. Now see the definition of second point, pole. Another important point. The midpoint of mirror M1, M2. This is the curved surface. And midpoint of that curved surface, the midpoint of mirror is said to be pole. So that is considered as the midpoint. Okay, so we can say the midpoint of a curved surface of the mirror. This midpoint is said to be pole. Okay. Now students, the third definition is radius of curvature. That is most important. Radius of curvature. Later on we'll use in numerical also. What is radius of curvature? It is represented by capital R. Look students, we read the two definitions just before. C is said to be center of curvature and P is said to be pole. So the distance between center of curvature to pole, this distance PC is said to be radius of curvature. Look at students one more time. What will the definition of center of radius of curvature? The distance between center of curvature to pole, this distance is said to be PC, indicated by R, that is called radius of curvature. Understood students? Now the next definition, fourth definition, is aperture. Look students, the width, we can say the width of the mirror. The width of the mirror, either distance of one end of the mirror to another, this straight distance is said to be aperture. So that is the width of a mirror. This is said to be aperture. Okay students, that is important definition. Now students, we are having this axis. Look students, x axis. This axis, that is an imaginary axis that passes from center of curvature as well as from pole. Okay, both the side. Such imaginary axis is said to be principal axis. That will be our next definition. So how can you define principal axis? Look at students, it is an imaginary axis passes from center of curvature to pole. That axis is called principal axis. Okay students? So look students, principal axis, just I explained. The axis, it is an imaginary axis that passes from center of curvature and pole as well as pole. Such axis is said to be principal axis. Okay, x axis. Okay, now students, finally we discuss one of the most important definition. Focal point, either principal focus. Look students, for that just I assume inner reflecting surface. So this will be a concave mirror. Okay, this is the principal axis, x axis. Okay, now students, the parallel light rays incident on it. This is parallel to the principal axis. Another light ray is incident parallel to the principal axis. Okay, after getting reflection, it will meet at a common point on principal axis. A ray is incident, it get reflect. Another ray is incident, it get reflect. After getting reflection, it will meet on a common point on principal axis. Such point is indicated by capital F. Such point is said to be focal point, either principal focus. Most important. Look at students, the light rays incident parallel to the principal axis. Okay, after getting reflection from mirror, it will meet on a common point. Such common point is said to be focal point, either principal focus. Okay, and we know students, that is the midpoint of mirror, and just I explained, that is called pole. And distance from pole to principal focus, distance from pole to focal point indicated by small f, that is called focal length. That is called focal length. One of the most important points. So what should be focal length? Last point is focal length. Focal length is defined the distance from principal focus, either focal point to pole. Okay, and fp indicated by small f. So this is the, look at students, these are the basic definition, basic terminology related to the optics. Okay,